Hey everyone, so here's the recap for today's GJ short trade during the London Open. So there was actually news. The ECB president was actually going to speak at London Open, so I was being a bit more careful with my trades. Plus, I knew that since GJ had already broken out during the Asian session, out of all this consolidation, there was also a chance that it could pull back, seeing that the 4-hour candles have not done its pullback yet. So I was waiting around the daily support area of 137,600 for some kind of resistance to then carry on with the shorts down to clear the clean candle on the left, which we can see here easily on the 1 hour. So I think the mistake that I made today was that I was too eager to fill that clean candle on the left that I missed out some key areas where price could have bounced off from and caused some issues with. So in this case, how I took my shots was when I saw this pullback happening on the 4 hour, I waited on the 15 and the 30 minutes. And when this candle broke above the daily zone, I was waiting for some kind of confirmation to tell me that it wanted to go back into the range. But when this next candle actually closed bearish, and it closed so strong, almost engulfing the previous bullish candle, I then knew that the fake out was confirmed, and this was actually valid for a sell down to the previous lows. So I waited for the flip on this candle, and when it flipped up, pulled back, flipped bearish, I entered my shorts there with my stop loss above. So it was a fairly large stop of 20 pips, going for about 20 to 30 pips to the bottom of the range. But because by the time it pushed down, we were really near the London Open at this time. So I was being more careful because I did not want to run into problems with the ECB president speaking. So I took 80% off my trade here and then moved my stop loss to break even. So I noticed that price was actually had this bullish run over here. So I noticed that there was a bullish order block that presented at these areas. So when price stopped, I went to find out why, and then I noticed this bullish order block. So when it stopped a few more times, technically on this big candle, when it closed above the range, above this zone, I should have just cut the trade instead of cutting my trade here at break even. That way I could have easily saved another 22 pips of profit from this trade. So that was the mistake that I made from this 15-minute trade short. So the second mistake that I made was because on the 4 hour, I saw that this candle at that point in time was actually flipping below this 4 hour candle. But because it was already fairly late into the 4 hour candle, about I think 1.5 hours after this previous candle had closed, upon review, I realized that the 4 hour entry was actually where I wanted to take, where was actually really low to that bullish order block. So there technically wasn't really much of a range to come down further. So when this candle actually flipped and broke above this most recent resistance and also above the 30-minute wick highs, I cut the trade. So overall, I ended the day negative because these 4 hour trades had a slightly larger stop loss. Right, so hopefully that helps. Let me know if you don't understand anything about my trades. Then, if not, then I'll see you guys on the streams tomorrow.